morning, interwebs. It is about 8:20 on Saturday morning. Up a little earlier today, but that's not a bad thing because I had to go back to work tonight, so I actually have to go to bed around 5 o'clock this afternoon. So having that waking up this early is not a terrible thing. Makes it more likely I will be able to sleep tonight. Not a whole lot on the schedule today. Gonna try and spray out in the garden today because it looks like it's not rainy. And maybe do some work out there. Other than that, we'll just see what the day brings. First, coffee. Okay, first task complete. Did a bunch of weed eating around the garden after watching the beginning of episode 4 of Star Wars with my kids during peanut butter oatmeal today. So now I am off to harvest some tomatoes, and I have at least one squash to harvest. I'm going to do my spraying, and then I will go from there.
Good morning, interwebs. Do you hear my fan above me? It's oscillating. So see, it's like this. It's like a stand fan kind of thing, but it attaches to the ceiling, and it's meant to be a ceiling fan. But for some reason, probably the fact that my house is relatively unsquare because of its age, even though we have redone everything as square as possible, it makes that noise when it's shifting back and forth. But I just took a shower, which was lovely and hot, and that was great while I was in the shower. And then I got out, and now I just feel muggy. I don't think it's, well, it's a little muggy out because it's overcast, but it's bearable once I get back to, like, you know, normal human levels of moist. So I'm going to sit here under my fan for a few minutes while I do that. I thought I might work a little on the page that I did in my journal last night. I also don't know if I showed you. I'll keep you all my art journal stuff in this fun space bag that I had made. I also have one of these little pencil cases that has sea things on it. I don't really know why. It was the one that I had that was the size that I wanted. So it fell off the turnip truck out of my shop into my stuff. And then here's all my stuff. There's like a palette of watercolors in here, and there's a full-size thing of colored pencils, my book, my journal, and then in here is a full set of Inkjoy pens and Sharpies and pencils and eraser and pencil sharpener and all that. So it all fits in here. So it's one of those things where, you know, you can use project bags for more than just yarny projects. And I really do. We have a lot of our kids' toys are stored in project bags. Like we have, each kid has their own drawstring bag of mine that has dominoes in it. And then we have Lincoln Logs in one, and like magnet blocks in one, and there's a whole bunch. They have like 6 of them under there, plus all of their domino bags. So we use them for everything. I personally kept not having project bags because I would make them to sell, and I didn't want to like absorb them because that felt wrong to me. But when I was packing for this trip out to California, haphazardly, I was just like, you know, I need stuff to put my things in the way I want them to. So I went shopping in my store, and I told Steve it is a very good thing that I make the bags myself because I spent a lot of money in my shop. A lot in the last month buying bags to do the things I want, but they have definitely helped with my productivity on getting the things done on the other end, which ultimately does help the business stuff too. So anyways, I'm gonna sit here and do this for a few minutes while I dry out, and then we will see what else I get up to today. I don't know, I don't even really have a plan or like things that I feel like I really want to get done. I have some more videos that need to be edited, so that needs to happen. I'll probably hang out with Steve some before he has to go to bed. And then this evening, the first evening of his days back, is always pretty chill because we're usually kind of worn out from our days off. Even though we had like a relaxing set of days off, we did a lot of things. So there will probably be some TV watching for the kids and myself and whatever, and I might do some sewing tonight. In fact, I kind of need to do some sewing, but whether I do it tonight or tomorrow morning, we will see. Well, I spent longer working on this than I intended, but it's done, so yay. That's good. Now I can move on to something else.
I am back from outside. I did lots of weed eating today, and then I went around and I sprayed throughout the garden. The long-promised spraying actually happened this time. I started on one side and I sprayed everything in the garden, which isn't normally what I do. Normally I do just the squash plants and the beans to fight squash bugs and cucumber beetles. But I've had such bad luck with grasshoppers lately that I just thought I would spray everything, especially since I had been behind. So I started on one side and I just slowly went across and ended up spraying. I mixed the concentrate. It's I think 3 ounces to 2 gallons of water, and ended up spraying about 5 gallons of spray across my garden, but it's still far less than I ever used to use, because I used to hook it up to the hose and spray the whole garden, and I would use like 2 full canisters, and now today I used maybe 5 ounces. So hopefully that will do a lot of good, especially in the raspberries area. I could see lots of the leaves were somewhat damaged. So hopefully those grasshoppers will meet their end from the bug spray. And I harvested 2 scallop squash and a magda squash today, and a bunch of tomatoes. Once lunch is done, I will eat and then shower, and then it'll be my bedtime.
And now it's time to make lunch. So I have some sausage in the microwave defrosting. And then these came in from the garden. This is a magda squash, which is kind of like zucchini-esque, but it tastes better. It's actually a Middle Eastern squash that we really like. These are, I guess, most people call them patty pans, but these are specifically scallop squash. This one even still has dirt on it. I need to wash them. And then my daughter got us some basil and oregano and thyme out of the garden. I'm going to grab some garlic, some tomatoes. I think I'm going to save this one for later. I think I'm going to bust these 2 up and saute them with the sausage, and then use some of the herbs in that maybe, and then the rest of the herbs will go into a tomato salad. And here's the finished product. So there's leftover macaroni from yesterday, tomato salad I made fresh today, and then this is the sausage with magda and scallop squash. And there's some onion in both of these that's commercial. Also, and then homegrown herbs. Well, it is about 11:20. Steve is just gotten in the car. Out there. Well, you can't see. There's all the weird reflection. But, oh, there's his headlights. He's going to drive down the driveway and go to work now. And I'm going to start my evening. I don't know what that's going to entail exactly. Not having the greatest night overall. So, I don't know. I'm going to just kind of chill, I think. I am working on a blanket that I've been working on for the last few days. And I'll probably put some more energy into that. I might film a thing. I definitely need to sit down and edit some things. And I'll probably watch some YouTube. But first I'm going to make myself a cup of tea. Might even be real fancy and froth myself some half and half to put in my tea. In fact, I think I will, because I didn't do that today when I made my coffee. So sit down, do those things, and then see what perks my interest as far as what it is that I want to be working on. I'm just going to do that because hopefully that'll make me feel better, because right now my anxiety is getting higher and higher, which is not good. So I'm trying to find calming things that will hopefully decrease that. We're going to start with tea. Lately, one of the channels I've been watching a bunch of on YouTube has been a travel vlog called The Endless Adventure. And the guy on there, I'm watching like really old episodes, and the guy got really into this drink called a London Fog. There seems to be this claim that it's an independent coffee shop drink, blah, 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 but then Starbucks picked it up. Basically, it's steamed milk with Earl Grey tea in it and a shot of vanilla syrup. But, like, the hack that you can find is to do steamed milk, but I just froth it and heat it in the microwave because I don't have one of those fancy steamer deals. You do that, and you put Earl Grey tea in it, and then a little bit of vanilla extract, and it makes this tasty drink. And I do make it in a wide mouth jar for two reasons. One, because the wide mouth is wide enough to fit my immersion blender, which is the best way for me to froth the milk. And also, it's tall enough if I use the wide mouth quart that I don't make a mess in my kitchen when I'm frothing the milk. If I use a pint jar, it tends to spurt out the top. I have to put a towel around it, and it's kind of a mess. So this is my choice. Also, I find that then there's enough room that I can kind of hold the top and it's not too hot. I do have a cozy, but I think it's in the laundry right now. So, okay, gonna settle myself, do a few things in here. Alright, it's like 3:50, I'm headed to bed. It is a little later than I had hoped, but it took this long for my computer to get to the point where I could leave it to do its thing. So, did that. I worked on my blanket some more. Where is it? It's over here. I finished out an entire ball of Red Heart Ombre. Well, I didn't do the whole ball tonight, but like this was the end of the ball. So I actually did like from here-ish all the way to here today. So that was pretty good. I won't complain about that. And now I'm going to go to sleep so that I can get up tomorrow and do all the things all over again. I'll see you then. Nighty night.